is craniosacral. Okay, so cranial is cranial nerves 3. Okay, remember it's motor. This is motor. No sensory of any sort. So the only place it's going to be glands and smooth muscle. Okay, regular motor is skeletal muscle. Okay, so we have smooth muscle in cranial nerve 3, which is our iris and the lens control muscle, the ciliary muscle. All right, and then we have smooth muscle for the salivary glands. So there's 7 and 9.
Hey, that's potty talk.
All right, and then we have smooth muscle in the heart and the esophagus and all that place. That's 10. Okay. So is that it? That's in our shitload now? I just find it easier because it does everything. All right? So if you want to know what's motor only, what's, cranial nerve 3 is motor only, but it's a mixture between skeletal muscle. It's actually branchial muscle, which is different than regular skeletal muscle. But for our purposes, we still have control over our eyes, so we think of it as skeletal muscle. All right, so we have 4 cranial nerves, and then we have what's called the pelvic splanchnic nerves.
That's the one before.
Okay, so that's S2, 3, and 4. So you can remember because S2, 3, and 4 keeps your thingy
Penis.
on.
Yeah, we heard
All
that.
right. So,
That's my favorite
so the pelvic splanchnics, you can remember because PS
You're gonna do what?
is parasympathetic.
Triangle?
All right. Now for sympathetic is
Nice triangle. How many sides does a triangle have?
what did you say it was called?
Draw it.
Your fight or flights. Or, yeah, thoracolumbar.
Lumbar.
Okay. So that's T1
Through L2.
L2.
Okay, and so that's going to feed onto the sympathetic chain, and where the sympathetic chain feeds back into the other region, we have what are called the sacral splanchnics,
Yeah, you have to draw.
which are SS, which are sympathetics. Okay, so sympathetics are
There
sacral
you go.
splanchnic, pelvic splanchnics. And if you can't remember, so to keep your thingy off the floor is what's called an erection. So
Don't be shy,
Oh,
say
you were
it.
drawing. You were drawing a number for it. Yeah. Here, draw it on your thing. Where's your pen?
okay,
Point and shoot.
parasympathetic erection shoot is ejaculation.
Oh.
And it's
Shoot is what?
ejaculation. Point and
So
shoot.
those are,
So that's a way, so ejaculation is under the control of the sacral splanchnics or sympathetic nervous system, where erection is under the control of, so point and shoot, parasympathetic, sympathetic. So these are just different ways to remember it.
oh, okay.
Okay.
So those are for muscles and this is for erection?
Well, yeah, so point, meaning what you do is you relax the smooth muscle that causes blood to flow into the erectile tissues and engorge them to get an erection, both male and female. Okay. And then shoot is the secretion of all the glandular tissues that causes a
But they- for
stretch
some
that
reason it
responds
comes
with
from above.
muscular contraction, which is actually skeletal. But it's, so the emission phase of ejaculation is controlled by the sympathetic nervous system.
Yeah,
So when
that's
you're trying to remember,
fight and
autonomics control the erection ejaculation process. Erection, parasympathetic, point and shoot, and sympathetic, the shoot, which is the emission phase. You'll get to that
So
next
much
semester,
easier.
but this is one way. So parasympathetic, sympathetic, PS pelvic splanchnic versus SS sacral splanchnic, and the SS is all sympathetic. The PS is parasympathetic. Okay, that's how we get in. These are basically responsible for what's in the pelvic cavity. So it'll be the urinary bladder, it'll be the rectum, it'll be the very lower part of the sigmoid colon, part of the descending colon. Everything
How about
before
the,
that.
How about the adrenal medulla?
The adrenal medulla is
Sympathetic.
superior, so, but it's sympathetic, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be coming directly off of, these regions. So you're gonna go down, you're gonna branch off, and you go straight into the medulla.
Exactly where, does it matter?
The branches, they're gonna be coming off of what are called,
It's on top of a kidney, right? It's like a
yeah,
little tiny
yeah, but the
thing.
branches come in from the greater, lesser, and least splanchnics, mostly the least, which are nerves that come off the sympathetic chain and go forward and down into the abdominal cavity.
Which one are those?
The greater, lesser, and least splanchnic nerves. Okay, so
Yeah.
splanchnic means
Prevertebral
viscera, means
ganglion.
guts.
Guts?
Yeah, so the splanchnic
Yeah.
nerves, the ones that have this thing,
Right before
are going
prevertebral.
into our guts, as opposed to regular nerves which go out.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Whenever we see the term nerve, it tells us peripheral nervous system. You see tract, like optic tract, olfactory tract, it means central nervous system. The difference between the optic nerve and the optic tract is whether you're part of the peripheral nervous system or the central nervous system. Same thing with the olfactory. So
I
the
just want to
olfactory,
remember where I saw the splanchnic nerve.
Right before prevertebral ganglion.
yeah, they feed the prevertebral
That's what
ganglia.
it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you were to look at the sympathetic chain, we have
Whatever
one
you
on either
said,
side,
that-
right?
Yeah.
Not
Okay,
medulla.
so at T1, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You were just asking him about.
We feed, it'll go down a little farther than that, so. We feed from T1 through L2, all
Yeah.
right? And then sitting out on front here, we're gonna have a series.
Prevertebral
of
ganglia,
So this is
right?
The celiac ganglia, they're actually paired kind of around the celiac trunk. And there's gonna be some of these nerves that come down and join them. I mean, technically, where are they gonna be? They're gonna be way down here.
Are these the prevertebral?
Yeah, this would be
Okay.
prevertebral ganglia.
And part of your
So
tube.
we have a bunch of these nerves that come together and then drop down to them. And then a couple more that come to go to the next one. So we have the celiac, and then we have superior mesenteric. And then we have aortico. Can't spell it. Aortic, aor. All right, try this again. Aortico-renal ganglion. I don't know if you guys have that. Okay. And then there's an inferior mesenteric.
Those are my models.
But this one is actually coming up from the sacral splanchnics are going to come back upward towards it. Okay. So say these are sacral splanchnics are
Is that
here.
a skeleton?
So see how they're going inwards? All the rest of them go outward. Okay.
Oh.
So we're going to come off the spinal cord. We're going to come into these ganglia that are at every point.
Shoulders.
And then we're either going to stay on the level and go back out, or we're going to go up, or we're going to go down. So we're up at T1. To get up here to the superior and middle cervical ganglia, we're going to go up. If we're down at L2 and we want to get down to the sacral splanchnics, we're going to go down. Generally speaking, everything in the middle, with the exception of these splanchnics. So some of the splanchnics are going to come in and head to these ganglia. The key is we're going to go from the spinal cord to the ganglia that's closest to our destination. These prevertebral ganglia give us access to all of the guts because they're bagged in here. Then we have up here, we're going to have cardiac splanchnic nerves coming in that are actually postganglionic neurons, where these are all preganglionic neurons. These are just going from the spinal cord to this ganglia, and from there you go to the organ. But we stop at these, when we go to the heart, we stop here and go to the heart from there.
They synapse in the sympathetic chain?
Yeah. So they're going to synapse either in the chain itself or in some of the ganglia. That's where your prevertebral ganglia and or your preganglionic neurons start, and then your postganglionic neurons start. So if you're coming here, you're going to come out. You're not going to. You're going to pass right through this and not actually synapse in this one. You're going to follow this through and synapse there. Okay. And if you're going up here, you're going to come out and go up. So the only thing synapsing in this level is stuff that's leaving. And T1 actually contributes to the brachial plexus.
Yes.
So we have a lot of activity at T1, and then T1 is really large because it's going to do everything up. Anything going in the head has to come through here.
So, would T or no, never mind.
So T2 through
So
L1 are don't have a lot going on, except for these ones here. These have the splanchniks coming in, and actually some of these higher up ones are doing splanchniks to the lungs.
So,
and
for example, the brachial plexus, what would innervate what would activate? I don't know what's the word. The sweat glands, which is a sympathetic response in the axillary region.
probably.
Wouldn't that be a sympathetic response?
It would be a sympathetic response. What you probably do is come up to
Come
about
up, yeah.
C4.
C4.
and
That's
over.
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
T1 would be sweat glands in the head.
Your palm. Okay.
Yeah, so they'll be like,
Yeah.
if you look at the dermatomes,
Okay.
actually you look at the myotomes and they'll correspond.
Okay.
But it's more like dermatomes because these are superficial type things. You getting the hang of it?